Okay, now I think this is the fan that I've been wanting to tell everybody about for talked about before. This is the ultimate mega fan. That motor is about 1/6 horsepower. I had to rewind it myself. 18 pole. Essentially, it's a three-phase motor using 100 microfarads capacitor. 6 Hampton Bay type blades. I used a U-joint for the pivot up the down rod equivalent. I had to have a specially made hub too to hold those 6 Hampton Bay industrial blades. So it's a 56-inch and lots of power. Speed control is a Variac. I'm going to turn that on in a moment at about 10 volts. Actually, it's at 8 volts. And as you can see, it starts turning very slowly at only 8 volts. And that's an extreme low. That's about the slow as it will go. So we're running on 10 volts now. I'm going to bring it up to 20 volts in a moment. Need to zoom in a little bit. So we're going to put it at 20 volts. That's 30 volts. It's already starting to move the hair about like a lower end. That's already putting out a very good breeze, and that's still very much low. Here we are at 40 volts. As you can hear, it's whisper quiet, it just whistles. But it's already moving air about like a modern residential fan, if not more. At 50 volts, we've already got significant airflow. Notice how rock solid stable this fan is too. At 60 volts, and it's already comparable to a good we're getting into industrial fan strength already, and it's only at 60 volts. At 70 volts, as you can see, it's starting to sound more like a That's 80 volts. 90. Unfortunately, it hums. That's full power. I can't even describe the airflow. It's phenomenal. It's also noisy as heck at these higher settings. It seems like it starts to get excessively noisy above about 80 volts. Now I'm going to turn off and do a spin down. It turns down pretty quickly, which isn't that surprising. It's a big, powerful, very aggressive fan blade. It's a noisy sucker. I'm going to have to do something to quiet that down. Probably what I'll have to do is get some rubber, put it between the capacitors and the various parts up there to stop the vibration. I'll put some rubber up there to stop them from shaking and such. But yeah, it's crazy powerful. I don't see it going over about 90 volts. Above that, it just seems to get louder and noisier without real performance gain. In other words, this motor isn't even loaded up to its limit. This motor is, quote, at its rated limit, but it still doesn't seem to gain much power above about 90 volts. So I see no point running it at full power if it doesn't gain that much airflow. It gains some, but it's just crazy. It's okay. It's a 1 minute. Okay, so far it's been in about a minute and a half. I got back to about 40 volts or so. That's probably going to be a typical run speed. So here we are at about a minute and a half in. Still going strong. Looks like it's going to be about 2 minutes till it comes to a complete stop. Looks like I'm also going to have to tighten up some bolts to try to stop that buzzing and rattling. Yeah, it's about a 2 minute spin down. So there we go. Or maybe I should name the Mega Fan. The brand name of that motor, it's not listed on here right now, but it actually says it's Elmo with all things. Yeah, and that dwarfs a K63, as you can probably see. Absolutely dwarfs it. I had to put the beam up too, and the cross lumber on either side. That's just an extension cord that I converted into a long power cord. 1 inch down rod, by the way. It's 1 inch pipe. Considering that most fans either a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch, so it's a lot of down rod. But I wanted to overbuild it. I believe the high speed amps is about 3.8 amps at full power. Nothing but a Variac could handle the speed. Nothing. So, there we go.